Hmm. That's weird. Can you hear me? Had to run some more wires. I think there's about 500 miles of wires running this show. Cool. I can't get it to display on my big TV though. I don't know what's going on. Hey Nathan, I'm stepping into the 20th century just a little late. Yeah, yeah. It's finally in the shop. I mean, it's only taken I don't know forever. Wow, two people in here. That's cool. Well, you can see what I'm doing tonight. What are you guys up to? Let me know if it's too loud. Just I'm messing around with all this stuff and uh, hey, 162, what's going on, man? I need to get it up on my bigger screen so I can read this stuff. I'm like squinting. I'm getting old. I can't see. Can you guys can still hear me okay though? Or am I too loud? Right on. Well, hey, I did. I had it's just one of those. Screw it. We're gonna test this thing, even though it's not working as good as I want it to. I'm using my kind of expensive microphone here. I don't want this out in the shop because I don't want it screwed up. But I don't have anything else, so this is the mic I got for doing some of my voiceover stuff in the house. I don't have anything else at the moment, so here we go. Yeah, yeah. Bryce had. Well, I don't want to. I don't want to spoil it. He's got more video content coming for sure. Yeah, I was outside. It's 36 degrees out now, and I came in about I don't know a couple hours ago and started fiddling with this. But yeah, it got a little too cold. The high of 46 today was lasted about 2 hours. I got to get this up on my big screen or something. I wonder how I do that. Let me so here let me grab my camera here. So I got this camera. I'm trying to do see there's this is my new TV screen here. It's displaying the Windows thing, but it's not displaying this. So this is for blind people like me. This is just so I can operate it. And I don't know why it's not working. I haven't sorry if I'm making you seasick. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. Computer's stupid. I would think it would be up there. I mean, it's weird. I don't know why it's not. Yeah, that big TV was a Mart sale, like $115 or something. So that way I can come out here and work and watch you guys. My problem is I'm not getting nothing done. I'm sitting in the house watching all you guys' stuff, and I figure if I put it out here, maybe I'll get something done, right? I'm lying. Hey Nathan, thanks for dropping in, man. I appreciate it. That's cool. Super cool. Have a good night, man. Oh, my garage is a mess. Right click on the screen and then hit display settings. Do I have to minimize or I probably got to make that window smaller. Oh, display settings. Look at that. Hey, what's going on, Landon? Select display. Oh, extend displays. Let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to read and okay. I don't see extend displays. It says I can rearrange them. You should see my shop. 162. Hey, dude. Join the club, right? Of course, wintertime, we're bringing everything in. It's turned into a freaking disaster outside, or cold iceberg. So you're bringing everything inside. And now look at what I got. Yes, that's what I want to do, Bryce. I want to duplicate them. I want the same images on both screens, because then I'll probably shut off the small one and put it on my big one, so old blind people can see them. So how do I do that? This isn't a carburetor. I'm lost. Oh, yeah. Yep. Boy, I heard you got some snow already, Landon. Or I heard about it, at least up towards the northern part. Already. They're threatening ours, but we're not getting nothing yet. Yeah, couple. Okay, yeah. Should show you under display settings. Okay, well, let's see. Multiple. Oh, extend these displays. Show on. Okay. It's already set there. Okay, it kicks it up to that one. It's doing them individually. Oh, duplicate. Try that one. There we go. Ha 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 ha. Look at that. Now I can see it up there. There we go. Oh, I can read that one. Ooh. New exhaust manifold. Right on. Those are probably getting to be hen's teeth these days, I would assume. Yeah, we got it rolling now. It's on the big screen. The words are still small. They need to be bigger than that. Maybe I need to go get my glasses. Oh, wow. Yeah. There's some small block ones that like to split right down right between each two ports. And they're junk. Yes, first year 460. Yep. Everything is very, very specific. Let's see if I can move this back a little bit. Maybe I can go off. I don't know where to look. So I'll show you what I got going here. So I basically set up this little cart thing here. It's got all my electronics and digitals and stuff and my speakers and whatnot. And I can actually roll this away from the wall and move it around. And then there's the big screen. Thank you, Bryce. Brother Bryce. So now I don't pay attention to that. Yeah. So I got my little audio video cart, I guess you could call it. I don't know. I stole it from work a long time ago. It's all in a cart. That way it pisses me off. I can roll out the door and light it on fire. Thinking, planning ahead. Oh, the lighting's crazy. Wow. My shop really is not that bright. How the hell do you turn that down? Looks like I'm on the surface of the freaking sun. Well, we are definitely going to need to do some adjustments to this mess. Interesting. Yeah, my shop is not this bright. It just looks like it. I need to get another chair out here too. I'm not prepared for this. Too bright is okay. Does it look like super bright back here though? I mean, it's like, hey, what's going on, Mike? Right? What the hell's going on? This guy is live. Yeah, I know, right? Well, Bryce keeps twisting my arm to do the after show thing, so I got to get off my dead ass and get her done. So I decided to fiddle around with it. Seems how we're subterranean temperatures right now. Of course, you're up just north of me. 30, I think it was 30, 36 when I came back out to the shop here. Lighting looks okay. Okay. It just looks super bright on my end. It's weird. Yeah. Yeah, it got cold quick. Freaking Bryce is running around in shorts and a t-shirt still. Jealous. But then when he lays down on the ground in the summertime, he ends up with fried Bryce. 90? Are you kidding me? Oh, you suck. Man. How do you spell? I think you got the spelling right, Mike. Hey, I'll say this, though. It's not raining. Florida's got the rain now, and they can have every bit of it. I don't want it. See, in Arizona also has critters that never die. See, up here, the cold kills them. They only get so big. But in Arizona, they'll come up and knock on your front door when they want to come in. They're so damn big. Right? Yeah. Yeah. They can keep the rain. I don't want none of it. I wonder, is there a way? Well, it's the insects. Yeah, they're bad, but I mean, those things out there, they'll do some damage. I mean, we got bugs and stuff here, but they don't really do nothing but annoy you. I mean, we got the brown recluse and stuff, but I'm way bigger than that. And I just smash them when I see them. Yes, I saw that carport, Mike. Right on, man. I'm surprised you didn't try crushed concrete or something like that. Well, then again, that's kind of dusty too, I think. More dustier than the rock. I actually thought about doing one of those carports to get rid of these stupid auto shades I have. I have like 3 or 4 of them. 3, one that's down. They don't last. The tops, you get 2 or 3 years out of them and they're done. Oh, it was the cheap? Okay. Usually they're trying to push the crushed asphalt and crushed concrete. Well, they had in the years past. I think they're starting to build with it more now too. You can keep your frickin' scorpions, Bryce. I don't want that shit. I lived in New Mexico for a few years, and when the cockroaches are running and as fast as they move, and when they're running into stuff, you can kind of feel it. That was gross. And I lived in Texas for a little while, and those freaking roaches are huge. Yeah, not for me. The weather was nice, but we don't have any roaches up here, except for the one just smoke. Oh, do I? Hold on a minute, Bryce. I got something for you. I got something just for you, buddy. I don't trip and fall. It's a little dusty. It's been sitting here a while. I'll just bring the old camera in on there for it. See if it'll reach first. It might. Oh, of course. Here we are with the wires again. Yeah, what's that, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that right there is a 318. Relatively fresh. Big thumpity thump cam. Oh, yeah. Well, sorry, I'm probably making y'all freaking dizzy here. It's amateur hour with the camera. Apparently a ton of gravel. It's 1.3 yard. Ton? Yeah, that might be. I thought it was a yard and a half. That'd be about right. $5 was $80. Dude, that's dirt cheap. That was a good price, Mike. Oh, this thing here? Oh. Okay, I'll let the bag out on this one. This is going to be another future video. I got to fix this. This is the good side. See, this is the side you. Let me show you the side that needs fixed. Can't really see it very well. There's a big hole in it too. Yeah. I don't know. Can you see it? Kind of. There's. It's not really straight. That's another little project. That's not my door. That is a buddy's door. And yes, the correct answer would be throw that shit away and get another door, because I have two sitting outside. But I want those two doors, and he's giving me those two doors if I can fix this one. And the reason why we're being hardlined about fixing this one is because he wants to leave. The whole car is this patina blue, whatever, and he wants to leave the car original, even if it's got some it's going to have welding marks, it's going to have stretch. It's not going to be perfect, but he wants that door to be on that car, irregardless of how straight it really is. So, yeah, we're gonna We're gonna fix it. That's a V door. She's got a V in her, all right. Yeah. I'm pretty sure the door was used to stop the car against something rigid or something. I don't know. It's or someone rammed into it. I don't know what. It's bad. When he sent me pictures of it before he brought it up, it didn't look that bad, you know. And then he drops it or he brings it over and drops it off. I'm looking at it going, whew, this is a little worse than I thought. The pictures didn't do enough justice. So, but he doesn't care if it has stitch marks or stuff in it or if it ain't perfect. He just wants it somewhat as straight as possible and with minimal paint damage, which I think I'll try to match the paint and then, you know, spot in some of it so it doesn't look too garbagey. I don't know. I'll just get it done. It's so bad. I'm going to bring in my other car. I have a 56 custom line and I need to do some engine work to it and stuff. And I'm just going to take and this door is so bad, I'm going to have to weld some stuff to it and chain it off to my post and pull on it. That's how bad it is. But I got to mount it to the car. Otherwise, I'm afraid of messing it up. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting repair. I think I'm going to video that one too because it might be a little fun. Hey, you know, you got to try. If it goes to hell, there's another door outside. It's black. Hey, what's going on, Kim? I finally did it. Well, this is test night, so doing good, doing good. How you doing in the? It's getting pretty cold over there. Your cousin was just in here too a little bit ago. Just fill it with Bondo. Bryce, I think I need a 55-gallon drum of Bondo to level that thing out. Yeah, it's she needs a little work. Yeah, good to see you too, man. I this is just kind of a impromptu test deal. I'm just kind of playing with stuff, seeing how this all works. It's all new to me. And then step 2 will be figuring out StreamYard when I get to that point. I don't know. I don't mind this format as much because I can kind of this is easy for me to maintain. I can't. It's hard for me to keep up with too much stuff going on. I'm not. My mind doesn't work that fast. It's witty but not fast. Well, this is cool. So what you got going on? What are you guys doing? I keep hearing my phone going off. Yeah, like I was telling guys earlier, I was outside. I try to fur in the other side of the shed, and I gotta put it's almost pretty much done. Now I gotta put the sheeting on it on the ends of it. Get that thing done. It's just been so cold, and I was down last weekend. Well, I don't know. I caught this crud. I think everyone else is getting it too. It lingered for like 2 weeks. Just stomped me in the gut there for 2 or 3 days, and then it seemed like it just lingered for like a week and a half. Well, you know how we get things ready for winter. We just drag it inside the shop, and then there's no room to work. or it stays frozen to the ground, one of the two. What's my next project? Oh my goodness. Well, I got to clean this up because with this in the way, I can't use my lift, and I got some stuff I got to get going on too. Yeah. So I think I need to just try to get the rest of the shed finished, and it should get this out of here. Get rid of those sheets, and then I can bring in a couple of rigs and, like Bear Rose said, start getting ready for winter now that winter's already here. Yeah, well, that Bronco, I'm sure you may or may not remember that one from shorts. That was kind of my goal, was to get that thing going for this winter because I'm tired of driving 2-wheel drive trucks around. I've been driving them for 20 years in the snow, and I'm getting lazy. I'd like to just put a lever forward or push a button and then just drive through the snow instead of fighting it in an open rear end 2-wheel drive truck with snow tires. It's getting old. But my old 69 never lets me down. It'd be really nice. Well, let me tell you about that lift. Hey, what's going on? Mr. Mach 1's in the house. Yeah, this is my humble abode, my shithole that I need to clean up. Yeah, see. Well, the lift, I'll be honest with you, the lift's a piece of shit. I mean, I'll come out and tell you that right now. It's damn near as old as I am. But when the price is right, the price is right. I basically bought it for scrap value because it's not OSHA approved. The arms don't lock. I can buy the parts to make the arms lock, but I live life, adventurously. So I haven't had a problem with it. You got to be careful with them. I can understand why they want the arms to lock. I've used ones that do, and it is a big deal. And I can buy them for this thing later and put them on. I'm just super careful with it. That's all. Test, and test again. But it was dirt cheap. And that's why I have it, because otherwise I couldn't afford one. Fortunately, Challenger is actually still in business. There's an outfit here in town that services these. So I can get stuff for it pretty easily. So I'm pretty happy about that. But no, I wouldn't have one if it wasn't on the way to the dump. That's how I afford stuff. Dig through the trash. Shoot, yeah, 162. Absolutely, man. I appreciate it. Now, what's this crap I'm hearing that you sold the Fairmont? Did I read that right? Did I hear that? Am I going to have to unfriend you now? Makes me sad you're getting rid of that car. I get it though. Money talks and BS walks, right? Little. I shed a tear. I like that car. Fairmont's one of those I wouldn't mind doing. I was looking forward to seeing it done, but I get it. Totally get it. I was hoping it was just a joke. Oh, okay. So you're okay. I thought you were talking about something good. Good. Nice. Glad you're not getting rid of it. That was one of my favorites of yours. I really wanted to see done next year, Mach 1, of course. But too much money. I got too much money into everything I own. It's just how much do I want to lose when I sell it? Who makes money at this shit? That's a farce. Either I go to a bar or I just dump money into crap here, or I just drink here and dump money into crap here. I think it's cheaper that way. Nice. Did you get the Cleveland situation all figured out? I remember the one block being bad and you ended up with another block, or did you switch? I've kind of been hit and miss in some of the videos. I don't know if you changed plans on that or not. I've been I'll be honest, I ain't been able to watch everyone's stuff. I'm trying to keep up with everybody's projects. What's that make? I'm going to pour a slab. Yes. Yeah, Mike, I'm telling you, man, lift's the way to go. This is a 2-post, and it 4-post. If I were to get another lift, I'd like to get a 4-post to go with my 2. But yeah, man, having a lift is like a godsend. I'm getting too old to be rolling around on the ground anymore. Yeah, I remember the block being cracked. I thought you picked up a second block. I don't remember. But hey, Windsor works. I just want to see that freaking Fairmont run, man. Those are awesome. Those box stops look cool going down the track. So much content. It's definitely tough. Yes, yeah. Bryce, man, you do a hell of a job getting around everyone's stuff. My problem is I'll sit in the house and I'll just be like, oh, look at that one. Oh, look at that one. Oh, what's he up to? Oh, let's go over here. Oh, I haven't been in so and so's channel in a while. Let's check that. And next thing you know, it's 10 o'clock. The heat in the shop's been on for 5 hours. So I'm hoping this helps me to get things done. Ooh. Yeah. See, I did some customer stuff, but my problem is most customers think shit's free, or oh, here's this piece of shit carburetor I got at a swap meet. Throw it on there, it'll run. The guy said it would. I put it on there, and the gaskets have been dry for like the last 5 years, and the next thing you know, I'm stuck rebuilding it, but they don't want to pay for it. And then it's a very grand or something, so the kit's more expensive. Or customers started irritating me. I find it easier just to piss away my own money than go to the old 9 to 5 or 6 to 4 is what I should call it. Oh, nice. 414. Now that's a 351. What's the stroke on that 351? Hey, Fox. I done it. I did it. I'm live. I'm here in the flesh. Oh, dude, you're right. I want to watch everyone's stuff. I try to keep up with everyone's stuff. It's hard. It's really hard. And there's some cool builds going on. I mean, a lot of cool builds. And I gravitate a little more to the smaller channels. I figure the big ones, they get enough views and support and stuff. So I like watching a lot of the smaller channels. And I think I can kind of relate to them too. A little bit more. Mike, I mean, I don't know what the weather would do, especially in our wet, rainy weather, how much that would tear up the lift. If you could afford it, I would try and cover it. I know those metal roofs aren't cheap, but man, that and just having the sun beating down on you too, next to the rain. But I'm not sure what the weather would do around here to those kind of lifts sitting outside. Hey, thanks, John. Yeah, you too, man. Yeah, we had a great Thanksgiving. Our family's getting smaller, but we got together, had the old turkicanis, and the family's meat stuffing. Boy, I love that crap. I only get it twice a year. Fox doesn't like my camshaft numbers. I like to be heard. I like to push the envelope. Did you figure out a cam, Fox? You decide on the last one we were talking about? It'll be fine. Freaking. All right, buddy. We'll see you later. Thanks for coming in, man. I super appreciate it. I didn't expect it. Thanks. That was awesome. Yeah, I kind of like to push the envelope sometimes, but those freaking studs in those small block Chevys, they're not very impressive. I sometimes I wonder if even a 450 lift would yank the studs out, or too high a open pressure. Yes, John, it is, and it's cool. Is there's a lot of channels. You want to watch stuff. Like there's several. Well, now I'm freaking Bryce has got me sucked into his damn Dodge, so I'm going through all these channels with 46 to 52 Dodges because I want to see how they're doing stuff and their conversions and what they're using for parts and whatnot. So now I'm watching that crap too. And I'm like, hey, Bryce, guess what I just saw? And I'm tagging him in all this stuff. Hey, thanks, Kim. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll make this more of a regular thing. It depends. It's fun. I like BSing it. I'm a chatty Cathy. That's the problem. I'm just most likely the last one, but if it goes on sale, all bets are off. Uh, Cletus McFarland. Well, I'll tell you what, old Cleater, he's a good salesman and he puts on a good show and he does a lot of stuff that's cool, but not really. Hey, Val, not really. I mean, some stuff's kind of cool. I dug what did he do? He did that 5 liter pickup, which I was a little interested in, the Coyote truck, which that was pretty impressive, the numbers it kicked out, but I'll never be able to afford any of that stuff. I'll watch him piss his money away and enjoy it. So what the hell? uh, well, I'll tell you what, Bryce. I mean, there's no better way to learn than just get in, and just start tearing stuff up. I mean, all this crap I got back here. That's all I've done is I just rip it apart, figure it out, and ask a lot of questions. There's a lot of old guys. There's a lot of old guys out there to learn. Well, they're starting to. Unfortunately, those guys are starting to disappear on us. But yeah, I paid a lot of attention to them boys. A lot of good information from the old hot rodders. So, am I working on? Well, car wise, not really. I'm kind of trying to wrap up my new shed I'm putting together because my old shed's trying to become one with the earth. But eventually, a lot of the stuff's going to go in that shed too. Then I can get back to my car things. But the 55's kind of on hold. My mom, this is my shop, and there's the other shop, which the 55 and the Bronco and stuff are over. Basically, my dad's shop. My dad passed away a few years ago, so he graced me with more projects there and a little money to spend on him. So I've been trying to finish my mom's car he was doing for her, and then just put his rigs together. So everything's kind of put on hold at the moment. I'm trying to just do things to get through the winter. It just, how the holidays go. I mean, now it's pretty much every weekend's going to be busy with something. I should have been farting around with Christmas lights, but I went, no. I'll do it next weekend or maybe tomorrow. But I help my mom out a lot. So I'll go this weekend, next week will be Christmas lights. The weekend after that, we'll probably go get tree for her, tree for us. It just starts getting busy. I usually after New Year's, man, it starts turning into gangbusters. And then I have my daughter's getting back into sports a lot now too. So that's really, yeah. What is bigger? Let's see. Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, Fox. Absolutely. Absolutely. Val, I'd like to say spring would be my go. That's usually when the car thing just takes off for everybody else. But my daughter's she'll be doing fast pitch softball. And she's only got a couple years left in high school after this year. So, you got to enjoy them while you can. Because then they leave and still cost you more money. But I don't know. I got lucky the last couple of years. She took a break from sports, so I was able to do a lot of stuff. Yeah, she's actually a fast pitch pitcher. Yep. When her last year, I was coaching. I'm trying not to do that anymore because I enjoyed it, but I'm ready just to be dad in the stands. But she was my starting pitcher and catcher and infielder for many years. She's really good, but gotten a little rusty being not playing for a few years. So I'm glad she's back into it, though. Fox. You're right. Well, of course, my neighbor across the street put his up. The neighbor in the cul-de-sac put his up. So I got to get my outside lights up. At least I probably won't run them around the clock, or not around the clock, regular hours or whatever until December. But I want to get them up because I don't want to do it in the rain. And right now it's actually kind of dry. Yes, and scholarship for sure. Right. She's actually a pretty smart cookie. She's getting really good grades. I think she's a 3.8 or 3.9 GPA right now. Polar opposite of my son, who I had to fight through high school. Barely didn't make it. He did all right. He finally figured it out by junior year that they weren't playing. So, but he's off in the army. Actually, he is. He'll be ending his fourth year in the year because he re-upped. So he starts his new enlistment uh, in February or January, I think. February. Being all they'll let him be. Mm-hmm. Yep. Boy and girl, 7 years apart. So it was like, for a while there, it was like the never ending cycle of diapers. I kind of figured diapers were just a part of life for a while because I just got out of doing diapers for one and ended up right back into diapers again with the other one. So it's like uh, the smell of crap in a can was just overwhelming for a long time. We're long past that now. I don't want to revisit it. I had my fill. We're done. Yes. The baby bags, the bottles, the wipes, all that crap, I'm done with it. I don't want none to do with it. I'm perfectly content with where I'm at, even though I've got a teenage daughter that I sometimes want to choke the crap out of. But check out user. I need to look into that. I didn't retire Fox, but I knew I fell under that. What was it? There was an extension, but because I separated, I didn't. I only did one enlistment. I was stupid. I really regret. I should have stayed and retired. But well, when you're 22, your head's usually firmly asserted halfway up your ass at that age. I made unwise choices. I should have just stayed in. I liked my job. I just didn't like where I was at. I'll look into that though, because I would. She's got the college potential. She's got an idea what she wants to do. My son did not. He was trying to make a career at McDonald's, and I was swaying him out of that quite profusely. I says, "Here, the Army's calling. Answer the phone. Go. They'll tell you what you need to do." But my daughter's kind of got an idea what she wants to do, so that would be cool. I'm gonna look into that. I don't know. I thought I would miss the window with the GI. I did get the GI Bill. I paid my what was it, $1,200 or whatever. Still a few of us. Oh yeah, yeah. I'm 44, so the racing part's getting slower. It's more of a casual stroll than a race anymore. Yeah, we're right now. It's just getting cold. Getting into the rock bouncers. The rock bouncers. You're gonna have to be a little more specific on the rock bouncers. Those guys are crazy, huh? Huh. All right. Fox, I was all when I left when I got out of high school. Instead of going to the military, I wanted to go to Wyotech. That was my big thing. I had taken an automotive program that was college accredited in high school. I spent my last 2 years of high school in this program, and then my father did not want me to become a mechanic. He was intentionally trying to stop that from happening, which I don't understand. So I extended my middle finger, signed up without him knowing, and I left. That went over real well. And I became an aircraft mechanic instead. Showed him, didn't I? And then 9/11 happened, and well, there wasn't any jobs on the outside because that's why I got out, as I was headed to a job up in Kent. They, after essentially getting through my out processing and giving up my slot in the military, they pretty much called me and says, "Yeah, don't bother coming out here. We're laying off 1,200 people as it is." I'm like, sweet, all right, great. So I didn't have my job in the military anymore either. Uh, oh well. Trying to go this way. Hey, 615. Hey, man, how's it going? Right? I'm just farting around testing this stupid thing. We're finally getting connected to the 20th century, 21st century. Is that right? I know I'm way behind you guys, right? 615 finally got his Valiant got on the road. It was just on the back of another truck. I just wanted to point that out. Check out his video. The old Valiant finally moved, but it had to have a little bit of help. Mater, what's going on, man? I just now saw you. Yeah. Wow, I'm live, right? Well, like Bryce kept bugging me. He goes, man, you need to run our after hour thing. I'm like, all right, okay. So I got to figure out the StreamYard part of it too. It's never going to be on the road. I wanted to see you fight that thing all the way there driving it. That would have made some great content. Just trying to get down the road. Military jets and yes. Well, it was that whole jet era thing. What's crazy, Fox, is when I got out of the service, I was shaking my head going, man, I can't even afford any of this crap. I had pictures of me putting my son, who was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years old, into a 56 Ford pickup. And that was years before I got mine. And if you would have asked me back then, I would have been, I would have never been able to afford this stuff. But persistence pays. I haven't been studying. I don't study nothing. I've never studied in my life. That's probably why my grades were not very good. Too low gear. Well, too low gears. You just, grab some shoulder and hold her to the floor. That's all. Blow them cobwebs out. Is this a Mirage? Well, I don't know. Could be. It'd be my first anyways. This is definitely new for me. I don't know if I could do the StreamYard thing. I can kind of handle the speed of this going on here. This is good. Fox. Dude, 615. There's a guy here in Portland that has a 60. Well, 60. It's the same year as yours. Yours is 67, right? No, yours is 68. 67. 67 Valiant. He's got one here. It's in super nice shape. He's only asking $1,200. I mean, I keep looking at him going, man, this thing is nice. And I believe it's a V8 car. I had to go back and look at it again. It's the same as yours. It's got the little round turn signals in the fender. So, okay, 68. Okay. I mean, this thing is just, I'm sorry. No, it's in Astoria. That's where it is. Not in Portland. It's in Astoria. It's on my Facebook Marketplace thing. I think I see it and I keep thinking of you going, man, that thing would be awesome. Got to get it all the way to Tennessee, though. Well, Mater, we got another slot. I think Chad, Peyton's Speed Shop, Honest Peyton Speed Shop. We got one slot open on that one, I think. Okay, yeah. I'm going to go back and look at it. I'll go back and look at it, 615. I'm going to send them to you. You wouldn't believe this freaking car. I mean, and for $1,200, it's a steal. It's been sitting there for a while, too. I'll look at it again. It might be a 67, but I thought it was a 68. But I know it's like wrong side of the country, so that kind of kills that one. Astoria. Yes, Goonies, Astoria. Yep. And the house that they did all the filming, well, one of the houses, the main house, Um, for a long time there, it was privately owned, and they get mad at you for going up there and taking. Somebody had bought the house, and now they've opened it up to the public. Not inside, but they don't mind you going up and taking pictures. So it's kind of cool. You can actually go check out the Goonies house. It's still there. That's cool, Queen Bee. This is test and tune night, man. Well, I'm going for 50 minutes now. This is supposed to be a test run. But hey, I'm having a good time. It's cool. If ever there's a slot. Yeah, I mean, Mike, we're just filling in as we go. I think we're up to February. We only got one person so far, and that's Chad with Honest Peyton. Um, we usually do two, so we'll need another one for February, and then we'll go to March. And we'll need to start there with two spots, because I think we've got December and January already wrapped up. If you go to Bryce's, what is that? Help me out here, Bryce. It's the YouTube help page or something. My memory ain't for nothing. YouTuber help group or something on Facebook. There's a little deal in there. You can post the message when you want to do it. It's a sticky up at the top. $40 degrees in California. That's cold. Well, Northern California or Central, yeah. Well, it's 36 here, so I feel you. It's cold. Well, Facebook YouTuber support group. Yeah, sorry, it's a mouthful, and I'm like, Durr. Yeah. So if you guys aren't part of it and you have a Facebook, just go on to Facebook YouTuber support group, join it. It don't cost internet stuff. Become one with the group, and that's where we post a lot of stuff. And Bryce and some other people throw on some good videos to help you with your YouTube channels and stuff like that. Plus, we have a little sticky there that keeps kind of what we're doing with our game show and who's. I'm trying to keep it on there so we can keep track of this and not get it all mixed up. So we're kind of starting a little bit of a list. Queen Bee, I wasn't planning on doing live stuff either, but it just kind of, well, I've been doing this YouTube thing like 3 years now and finally just now doing it. You just jump on. So, I mean, shameless plug, 615 is the one that got me on this stuff to begin with. I never used to even be in a live situation at all. So him and Woody and Roberts got me going to their live. And it's just, I've been busy these last ever since the lockdown stopped. I've been busy, so it's like I don't get the chance to do many lives, but I definitely do the game show thing with Bryce. I make time for that because he asked me to help him out with that. So Bryce has my undivided attention for that one. It's fun. Oh yeah, I was watching Pole Barnes. Yeah, I had it running on the TV last night. He was running around all 70 of his cars getting. That's kind of what I feel like here, but I'm like, yeah. Mike, if you go in there, you'll or just let me know if you want to do it. I mean, that's fine. I can throw it up there. But in that group is you'll find it at the top of the page, the little note. Okay, Mater. Yeah, it's getting a little late. Probably pretty late for you over there. All your live streams. Only the strong. I might do that. It'll be at the top of the page there, Mike. I think it's just one of the square boxes. It stays up there all the time. It doesn't snow here too much. I'm on the west side of the Cascades, so we get a lot of the coastal air. The worst thing we get here is ice, and I think ice is worse than snow. Um, East of the Cascades, the eastern part of the state, they do get a fair amount of snow, but they don't get as much ice. But it gets cold and windy. It gets colder on that side. All right, Mike. So you'll be, unless Mater took it. I don't know if he did, but we'll put you with Chad if Mater didn't take it. Or we'll just make you the next month. We'll get someone paired up with you. Yeah, ice is miserable, man. And the worst part about it is we're always we're always kind of it'll warm up just enough to rain and then the temperature drops and it freezes. And that's where it gets crazy here. It's really, really bad. Yeah, we get a lot of black ice here. So we'll go out and you'll go out in the evening and it'd seem okay, but then you go to have dinner or something, or you go see a movie or whatever, and if the temperature's dropping while you're in, be prepared for an ice skating rink. And the problem is there's a lot of people around here who don't know how to drive that stuff. Night, Bryce. It's not that late, you wuss. It's only 10 o'clock. Good Lord. He does get up earlier than I do, though. He's got work to do. Morticia needs some more work. Yeah, see, our upper elevations get more. I'm at the valley. I'm in the valley. I'm basically at sea level here, maybe 500 feet. So we don't really see too much snow. If it does here, it's all hell breaking loose up in the hills, and it's not. I don't have to go very far to get up into the hills. It's just I'm in a little valley area. It's a that's right. You guys don't do the time change thing. That's funny. Oh well. I forget about that. Old man, go to bed. Well, you had a busy day. You had a busy day. You had an eventful day. I'll give you a pass on that one. Next Friday was it? The next Friday? Yeah, next Friday we're doing the game show, right? Is that when we're on? I think yeah, because next Friday should be the first. So yeah, you ain't bagging out early on that one. Sleep in or whatever it takes. You're gonna run the full run. Dude, it does. Well, this month is kind of weird because Turkey Day was kind of early. It seemed to me like it was earlier than normal, but I think it's just how it falls. Since he's the worst this time of year. Yes, yeah, that freezing fog, man. That's another one that's real dangerous. Fox. We'll get a free because it'll warm up here during the day and it'll actually get foggy in the morning, and then at night it'll do the same thing. It'll fog up at night and then freeze. Oh yeah, yep, Mike. Yep. So you're basically the same. Yep. Yeah, you go up into the hills here a little bit, and it gets real crazy. But I'm at that level where I'm a little bit above sea level, just enough to flirt at that temperature. But usually during the day, it warms up just enough. It's the nights I worry about. If I'm slipping and sliding going into work the next morning. I gotta probably fart around my Christmas lights tomorrow, get that done. It's fun. Besides, the more houses on the street do it, it looks kind of cool. It seems like every year more people are throwing their stuff up. So I don't want to be that guy, that dark black house in the street of lit ones. Not that big of a jerk. And I got the cool old, what are those, the C9s, the big ones. Yeah. What's the machine behind you over the beer drinking shoulder? The red one with that pipe coming out of it going down? Is that the one you're talking about, Fox? Mm. The blue one. The blue one. The blue machine? That's an engine right there. That blue thing. Oh, you might not have been here. I was teasing Bryce with it. That's a built 318. It's actually it's for my 74 Duster. She's got a nasty cam in her. I'm trying to remember what heads are on it. I'm assuming that's the one you're talking about. The red thing behind it's that China Freight blaster that I've heavily modified because it sucks out of the box. Yeah. It's kind of off. I get it. There's more engines. There's one right there. There's a 460 right there. Then on the other side of that one's a 351 Windsor. So there's 3 engines sitting right there. There's a C4 right above the beer can. And I can't even extend the camera way against that wall where all that shelving is. At the very bottom, I have several blocks. I'm a hoarder. I'm not afraid to admit it. It's one of those things where you find it cheap, you buy it, you bring it home. You don't ask questions. Sure, I'll use that. Throw it in the truck. Sometimes I do. And it's good trading stock. But this one here, I picked up from a friend of mine. He's building a 340 for his. So he pulled this 318 out, and it's basically just a refresh. It's got a pretty healthy cam in it. So it did bearings in it. Bearings, gaskets, paint job, Krylon rebuild. The 318 in my 74, the Green Duster, it's shot. She did, so this one's going to go in it. And the 74 is also a factory 3 on the floor, which I bought a 4-speed for it some many moons ago. So I want to switch that over to a 4-speed with this engine. This engine was out of a 4-speed Dart, so that should be it should be fun. Yep, exactly. Yep, $150. Sure, I'll take that. No, Mopar uses the A833, their version. It's a side load, kind of like a Muncie. It's their own. It's Mopar corporate stuff. And the crazy thing with that one is I bought that many decades ago, and there's numbers stamped on the side to tell me what it was from. And wouldn't you know it, of all the ones you can easily read, I own one that you can't read the flipping numbers. So I'm not exactly sure what it is or what's in it. I just know it's a 4-speed. I actually got to get a hold of, I think it's Brewers or somebody that does the Mopar 4-speeds and see if he can help me decode what the crap it is. Prior to 30 over, ready to... Oh, nice. Yes, early block. Very good. That would have the Dove heads on it, too, if no one touched it. 68 to 70 heads, man. Those are the good ones. Well, even the block, 68 to 70 blocks are good. All that early stuff is good. Good pull, Mike. I don't know what year that 460 is. It's got rebuild tags on it, but it sat in when I bought my 56 pickup, that engine and the 390 was sitting in the back. I put the 390 in it, and you poured water into it. Like I had everything hooked up, and I was putting water in the radiator. It filled the oil pan up. So that 390 was no good. So I'm hoping this one was probably back. I'm hoping this was to replace the 390 that was in that truck. So I'm hoping that engine's good. But I've had it sitting there for 11 years. Yeah. Right on it. Right on it. Johnny on the spot. Man, and it's hard anymore to make justification for a big block with these stupid fuel prices. I built one for my 78 Super Cab, and man, it's a puller. But it's expensive to run it. uh, well, I don't know. My 460's got plenty of oil pressure. I mean, it's like 50, 60 pounds. But I'm also running high volume. It was rebuilt, tight clearances, yada yada. Unless there was just a lot of miles on them. Then again, the standard pumps might only be 30 pounds or so. I don't know. They're not supposed to be high revers. They're stump pullers. Yeah. Well, they say on oil pressure, what is it? 10 pounds per 1,000 RPM is what you shoot for. The 390 in my truck was like 10 pounds at freeway speed. Yeah, it's got pressure. We're good. Nothing's knocking yet. Just keep her on the floor. Don't stop. Just a bare machine block. Oh, so the block's been machined. Oh, okay, right on. What is it? Bored over? To be quite honest with you, Mike, I mean, if you really want to make a 460 run, just like any other Ford engine, for the most part, you throw the heads away. I mean, the early of all the 460 castings, the early ones are the ones to run. I'm running 73s on my truck just because couldn't find a set of early ones, but it killed my compression. 73s are like the number 2 choice versus the 68 to 70s. But if you really want to make power of the 460, you got to go with an aftermarket set. Do you have to? No. I mean, I'm making 466 foot-pounds at real low RPM, like 2,200 RPM, something like that. And that's 8.7 to 1 with a 73 head. 4-barrel, nothing crazy. Well, yes, 429 heads are same as 460. Yep. Identical. Matter of fact, those early heads, you'll see a lot of them on 429s versus, well, 429 and 460. The 68, 69, 70 heads. I think the 429 didn't come out until 70 or 71. 460 actually came out first. Then the 429. Why they did it backwards, I don't know. I have no clue. I think the 429 was in 70. Yes. 460 was in 68. 429 was in 70. Yes, I believe. The crazy thing, Mike, with those 90s era 460s, they're a turd because they have that retarded timing set on it like they started doing in the 70s. A buddy of mine in the military, he bought a 92 F-250 with a 460, and he got into it and changed out the timing set and did something else to it. Man, it woke it up. At least if you were getting shitty mileage, you were getting the power of shitty mileage and not getting zero or low power and shitty mileage. You were actually getting something for your dollar, you know. But I think they were still doing that stupid retarded timing crap all the way into the 90s on the 460s. So you might get a little bit better mileage. I think, let's see. Now my brown truck, even though it's 8.7 to 1, 73 heads, yada yada, I've got a 600 Holly on it. I get right around, yeah, we'll say 12 on an average, 14 on a really good day. And that's 350 rear end gears with a 31-inch tire. 7,000 pound truck, something like that. So on a really good day, yeah, and it doesn't change. It can be fully loaded or empty. It gets the same mileage. It doesn't matter. 420, no, 429 didn't come in 68. Nope. Not that I'm aware of. They were using 428s. What did they put a 429 in 68? Did they put them in T-Birds? I don't. Okay. And that might have been. I'm not. I'm of all the Ford stuff. I'm kind of T-Bird stupid, so that would make sense. Because I know the 385 series was there to essentially replace the FE. They wanted to kill it off, so that would make sense. Hey, John, how's it going? Yeah, I'm live. Weird, huh? This was just supposed to be a test, and we've been going for over an hour now. Yeah, exactly, Fox. I my white short wide, the one you've seen some videos on, that's got a 460 in it as well. I think it's a 71, and that thing loaded, unloaded, pulling a trailer, not pulling a trailer. The truck's only 3,500 pounds. It gets 10 miles a gallon. That's it. That's all it'll ever do. I don't know why that one's worse than my other one. It's in a lighter truck. It's a 3.0 rear end gear. It's a 350, same size tire. I drove all the way to Tillamook and back. I got the same mileage going out empty as I did bringing back another car on the way back, loaded. It didn't change. It just it was 10 miles to the gallon all the way there and all the way back. But there ain't too many rigs. Well, I guess nowadays it's starting to become more common. But back in the day, let me throw that. Back in the day, I could be loaded. I could have a car loaded on my trailer and the bed of the truck full of shit headed to a swap meet. I could bury the accelerator to the floor and pass cars on the freeway as I'm accelerating on the on ramp. Smiles per mile of a gallon, man. That was the best thing ever. But the fuel gauge was dropping as fast as I was accelerating. But it was fun. Yeah, there's nothing like a big block, I'll tell you. These newer rigs, though, with these turbos and stuff, it's making it hard competition other than the price tag. The twin turbo V6 is pretty impressive. Yeah. Boy, the 90s Yoda V6, was it that 3.5 or 3.6 or whatever the hell that thing is? That got worse mileage than a big block. I borrowed one from a friend of mine when I was in the military when I broke the clutch cable on my Mustang. I drove that around for like a week, and I'm like, this thing sucks. It has no power. Well, it's one of those where you got to mash it to the floor, and it takes like, I don't know, an hour and a half to wind up, and then it takes off. And I swear to God, it was drinking as much fuel as a big block. I mean, it was terrible. I don't remember. It was a mid-90s Toyota pickup. Yeah. Extended cab four-wheel drive. Whatever V6 was in it was horrible. It was terrible. It was a 3.0. Yeah, maybe it was a 3.0. I don't know what it was. Just the V6 in there. It was gutless as hell on the bottom end. I mean, you'd have to mash it to the floor, and it'd wind up to about 2,000 or 3,000, and it was like VTEC on the Hondas. And it would take off, then you have to pull out of it because you're already half block and half down the street. You had to stop again. So I was like, this sucks. Freaking garbage. They sold a bunch though. Yeah, I got to get this mess cleaned up. You guys are not really getting to see. There's two cars in here. I know it's hard to imagine that. But there's one here and there's one over there. Sorry, my net is just cut up. Even with... Oh, okay. So they did have 429s in 68. Now I know they had CJs in 70 because my dad had. Well, it wasn't. He didn't have a CJ. He had an Encode, which is basically everything but the shaker and It's essentially the same thing as a CJ with no shaker. He had a 70 Torino 4-speed, but it was an Encode. Non-shaker, same Thunderjet. I think it was maybe the compression was slightly lower than the CJ, but his was a 70. I thought that was showing. Oh, okay. So specific to Lincoln in 68 and 9. So those they were the same engine. They were just only in Lincolns in those years. I could have swore the 68 9 Thunderbirds had FEs still. Maybe I'm wrong. They could have had both. Hell, I don't know. I'm not a Thunderbird guy. I don't. I'm of all the Ford products, I'm Thunderbird stupid for sure. I thought that was shoving behind you. What is? I'm kind of lost you there, John. Yes. Okay. It could very well be. I get a little lost in the latter 60s because mainly I was into the Ford cars and stuff up till the mid 60s. And after that, the trucks take my attention from the latter 60s into 70s. 98 T-Bird for the Blue Beast. 98. Those had the 5 liter in them, and then the V6. I know those had a supercharged V6 a couple of them years. I just saw T-Birds for engine donors. Yep. I am a bump and dent side guy through and through. Oh, yeah, John, I've got a mess in here. Well, the wall behind here, this wall over here, I basically took everything and wiped it off and pulled the panels off, and I rewired the shop. I had to run new wiring for my compressor and I run heater. I'll put an air conditioning in the spring. So a lot of my crap went that way. And then the drill. You're in Washington. This time of the year, everything outdoors comes indoors. So, yeah, everything's currently a shit stack. But I'm working. I'm building another. You may or may not have seen the shorts. I'm building another shed. It's a little bit bigger than my other one, so some of this crap goes out there. Yeah, I got too much crap. I'll admit it. Well, there's a lot of people that aren't Ford guys. That's kind of why I enjoy being one because there's a lot of people that know GM stuff. So I'm like, why do I need to get into that? I have plenty of people I can ask questions on GM stuff. So that's why I kind of went the Ford way. Of course, my dad was a Ford guy, and well, he basically wouldn't let me drive anything else for a while there. But it seemed like a niche that not a whole lot of people knew much of. So, and I enjoyed them. What they make perfect sense to me now. I can understand why people are a little confused by them because they're definitely different than the others, the way their parts and stuff work. And everyone makes it sound like they're so confusing with some of their uh, parts and stuff. They're really not that bad. Once you rip the Band-Aid off a few times, it all feels the same. But like I work on a lot of Chevrolets. They pay for my Fords. I did Chevelles, Camaros. Anyone who's got green. I was doing that for a little while, but then it just got to the point where no one wanted to pay, and everyone wanted to be picky. And I was like, you know what? Forget it. I'm done. I got a day job already, so piss on it. Well, the big stopper was the divorce. I didn't have time for it anymore. I had the kids and me, and yeah, side jobs were not going to happen anymore. I'm a Tin Indian guy. Oh, yeah, cool, nice. Yeah, you were doing a little bit on the vet, and then kind of did an about face when the Jeep came of. I was kind of curious what you had going on with the vet. Yeah, well, storage under it. Yeah, that's one good use for those 4 post lifts. Is definitely it may gives you a little more space underneath. This 2 post, I mean, I could raise it up and I can run a real low rig underneath it, but I don't really trust it. I would much rather have a 4 post for doing that. Definitely, I think would be better. Did a video. I seen a couple of your videos. If that crew cab, John, is not rotten or minimal, if it's a bump side, yeah, the drip rails might still be suspect. Those flipping crew cabs are getting stupid money. So if you had a little cheddar to grab it and just flip it, it's money in your pocket. I can't believe what those crew cab trucks are bringing. Hopefully, it's got a title. But 10 years ago, you couldn't give one away. Dad had a 2-wheel drive that we fixed up, crew cab, of course, a short bed, 3/4 ton. Couldn't give it away. That was 10 or so years ago, something like that. Now they're like 20 grand. You missing your T tops, Fox? I wouldn't think it'd be too hard to find a wiper switch. I got so many projects, I don't even know where to start. It's bad. And I take on more stuff. So I say I don't do customer work, but this really isn't for a customer. It's just a buddy of mine. We're doing a little trade. But that should be fun. That'll be interesting fixing that. I can beat on it, be mean to it. Oh, I see. So those Corvettes didn't have glass tops, or they were optional. I had a '78 Mustang II Cobra that had the glass T tops. That's one car I really regret selling. I mean, it was nothing fancy, but it was my first Mustang II I had bought, um, and it was cool. I mean, I only paid $450 for the thing and drove it. It was a V6 4-speed car, and I drove it from Portland to Vancouver on 4 of the 6 cylinders. It was bad. That was a cool car. I fixed it all up, put a new engine in it and stuff, and took it to Albuquerque with me. And I had one too many cars. I couldn't bring them all back, so I ended up I sold the Mustang too, or I think I traded it for a trailer and some cash. No one wanted the Duster at the time, so I brought it back. Well, I should have left that thing there. That Mustang cool. The Mustang 2 was cool. Hey, Shop Cat, what's up, man? Heck yeah, hang out for a little bit. I'm just this was supposed to be a test run, and here we are, an hour and 20 minutes into this mess. I appreciate you, dude. I was just trying to see if I could get this thing working out here, and uh, Bryce wanted me to start doing the after show on my deal, which I didn't care. I'm such a nobody channel. It's like I don't care about watch hours right now. But he kept insisting, so I'm like, shoot, why not? So I'm testing. I got to do the StreamYard part of it yet. Baby steps. I'm not that smart, at least technologically. No title. No, there's no titles on any of those cars, John. That sucks. You know, in Washington, it's such a pain in the butt to get the titles. Unless, unless there's a way of leaning them. That's the only way I know to do it easier than the 3-year wait and crap. pretty decent turnout for a test. Yeah. Yeah, it's really hard to do titles. If you got somebody that can put a mechanics lien on it, I mean, you got to really be careful with that too. Normally, they don't say much about it, or it goes through a tow yard. That's another way of doing it. I used to go to these auctions, local tow yards. Portland is terrible with towing vehicles. At least they used to be before COVID. They uh, they would hook anything sitting on the street over 24 hours. So these poor people are getting their stuff yanked left and right. I mean, good for me. Go to these auctions and pick up a lot of cool stuff for cheap, but I felt bad because a lot of these people, they get, and they were taking them out of people's front yards. I mean, Portland sucks. Sorry, I live in Portland. It sucks. But auctions were definitely plentiful with 70s and 60s trucks and cars for sure. So I mean, uh, that was one way of getting the good deals, anyways, getting titled rigs. And I used to have a guy that would get me titles, but seen him on the news arrested a couple years ago, so I think I lost that connection. He just did a lien. He was doing lien paperwork. Probably shouldn't have been doing it. Oh well. Oops. Thanks, Shopcat. Yeah, I was wondering if the light, it almost seemed like it was too bright. So I don't know what it looks like in you guys. On my end, it looks like I'm standing over the sun or something. I don't know if I can turn it down a notch or two. My shop lighting it's fairly bright, but not as bright as it looks on the screen to me, anyways. If the sound sounds good, I don't know if it was too high or too low. I'm hoping it's good. But appreciate you. Oh, I see. So on this property, their titles may have existed, but no one knows where they're at. And the hard thing about it is when you got a guy like that that's collected a lot of rigs, did he transfer all the titles? I know I haven't transferred all of mine, so I need to do that too. If I drop dead tomorrow, my family will hate me. I think sometimes. Well, and here's the thing with the estate: it had to have been in his name. If the cars were titled in his name, not to be registered yet, crap, just titled. If they were titled in his name and he passes away, then you're right. Then you can use the estate way of going through it and um, getting the paperwork. But if they weren't titled in his name, oh man, yeah, that's where it gets to be messy because they're technically not his because he never took ownership, never transferred title. So that's the rough part. So let's say, for example, if that crew cab was titled in his name, and here's the other problem too. Someone told me that Washington State was starting to dump their records at 7 years. I mean, I have a hard time believing any government agency is dumping any records. I mean, come on now, right? But that's what they claim. So if he transferred title and it was over 7 years ago, there still may not be any record of it. So that's what I mean. People have got to be more vigilant with the paperwork these days. It's just especially on the older stuff. I know I am. That's money I lose if I screw up titles. Some states are different though. Maybe Oregon is a little bit different in that respect too. I'm not sure. Lighting is good. So it doesn't look super bright, huh? That's weird. I wonder why it looks so bright on my screen. Okay. Like Bryce was saying earlier, bright's better than dark. Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm using my audio. I'm gonna try and find something different. This is actually from in the house. I bought one of these. These are kind of spendy, but they're really nice microphones for doing voiceover stuff, which I want to do a little bit of that. And that's not a microphone I'm going to leave out here because it probably will get screwed up. So I don't know. Maybe I'll try and find something like it that's halfway decent. The heater's right behind it. I don't know if you're picking up any of that sound. These are pretty impressive microphones. Not cheap either, but it was an Amazon sale. No, like last year before, something like that. Oh man. Yeah, I got a little bit of work to do. I'm hoping this little setup works out pretty good. Then I can bring some rigs in and go live doing some stuff, some cool stuff, body work, pull an engine, something. Friday or Saturday night BS sessions. I don't know. Depends on how it works out. I just been dragging my feet trying to get this stuff done. I'm not tech savvy. My next project, my next project, because I owe my brother. He's the one that helps me set all the stuff up. I got to rebuild his carburetor for his Maverick. He's got a 69 and a half Maverick. It's V8 swapped. It's been sitting for some time, so he's trying to get it back on the road. He's kind of a car guy, kind of more computer tech. It's what he does for his job. He's a network administrator, program writer, computer nerd. He's got a little bit of car in him, but not like me. Not this disaster here. He's got one car. He's the opposite of me. But I guess that's technically my next project, I suppose. I gotta get that done. Gotta pay brother back. No, it's nice. Well, shoot, I don't know, man. I think might wrap this sucker up for the night. This went well. Got a few things to clean up yet, and go inside, take a load off. Getting old. So, what do y'all think? I think it's pretty good time to cut her off. Oh, okay, cool. Well, maybe I'll have to leave this microphone out here. Yeah, I mean, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. This is a successful test. It was pretty awesome. I don't know. Maybe we'll do this more often. We'll see. Definitely want to um, take up Bryce's thing and maybe move the after party onto my thing. So we'll see how it goes. So, anyways, we'll successful test. We'll talk to you guys later. See you guys later. You have a good night. You shut this thing off. Oh, there we go.